My pastor was named James Asa Johnson. I came because he was a friend of T.P. Stevens. They were close friends, and T.P. was in his home in Kennebunk when I was 18 years of age, and I was living with the Johnsons at that time. And T.P. asked me if I might be interested in going to Aurora. And I thought about it. I was working at that time for a grocery company. And after I graduated from high school, I continued to work for the grocery company until the summer, August of 1947, when I said to myself, I've always wanted to go to college. And if I don't go now, I may end up in this business as long as there is a business of that kind. So I gave my notice. I was managing a store at that time. I gave my notice in September. I got on the train and went to Aurora.
Well, I had, let's see, my roommate was from New England, and I got acquainted with all these students from all over the United States, which was opening up a whole new world for me. Remember, I was from this small town in northwestern Wisconsin, and here there were students from New England and students from Florida and from the West Coast and a few from other Midwest. So it was opening up a whole new world for me.
Aurora College education, Liberalize, influenced us greatly, gave us a broader outlook, partly because of the speakers that we had in chapel and the wealth of experience that our teachers, instructors brought to the table, so to speak. And we had a better understanding of the world outside of the U.S. Not enough, but a better understanding than we would have otherwise, because we both came from small towns, and we had not had a great deal of experience outside of those areas prior to that.
Well, and what I learned in sociology and anthropology gave me some basis for understanding a different culture. It gave us an ecumenical approach. We didn't think we were the only people in the world that had a message, and there were many other people working, some of them with more that were better. We chose to work in an area where nobody else was working. We saw ourselves as just a part of the Christian church, not that we are the Christian church. And there is that element that we have all the truth and nobody, and if you don't believe exactly like we did. And and I think Aurora helped us understand that we always had an ecumenical approach, and we're willing always to work with other people. And we had good experiences working with the United Church of Christ missionaries in the big city.
Our first assignment was in a very rural area in the southern Philippines, the island of Mindanao. We had been preceded in the field by one other couple and two single missionaries. Our first assignment was to learn the language, which I chafed at because I wanted to get out and do mission work, whatever that might be. But we were cooped up in our house with a Filipina who had been a school teacher, a retired school teacher, not accustomed to or trained to be a language teacher, but she did. We learned a lot of vocabulary, and little by little we began to learn the language. We stumbled through it, and then we were allowed to take on a few assignments.
And I think also that probably Aurora took very ordinary people like Howard and myself and gave us a place, prepared us to serve.